Texas coaches, Coach Brackle here from First Down Playbook. After 25 years as a Texas high school football coach, I understand the time, energy, and commitment it takes to compete at your level. First Down Playbook was created by coaches for coaches to help you vertically line your total program. 1 week free team membership for all Texas high school and college coaches. Let First Down Playbook help give you that winning edge.
What better way to kick off semifinal Thursday and semifinal week than by bringing in the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer, the voice of the Texas Longhorns. You can hear him on the Craig Way Show on AM 1300 The Zone. In Austin, he is our buddy, Craig Way. Mr. Way, how are you today?
I'm good. Did I just hear you say that you are offering lifestyle and romance advice?
Yeah. You know, we're a multi-talented show, and I feel like Pickle especially, you know, she's getting married and all. She's an expert in romance. Yeah. And so I feel like that's the kind of thing that really is in her wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm. By the way, have you guys revealed how this nuptial ceremony is going to unfold and the participants and all of that?
We've talked a little bit about it, but as a you know, for a refresh, every podcast is somebody's first. Pickle is getting married in January. You're going to be there, right? Correct.
I will not. I will be in Gainesville, Florida, doing basketball, but the family will be represented. Okay. Mrs. Way will be there.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. You're the second most important way anyway. But then yes. Mallory Hartley will be the maid of honor, mm-hmm. and I'm going to be the officiant. So I'll be. You
just kind of glossed over that part there. Yeah. For folks who don't know, Greg Tepper is marrying Ashley Pickle to her betrothed.
Correct.
He is performing the ceremony. He's the officiant. He's the guy that says, I now pronounce you man and wife.
Yeah, I made a grave mistake.
Yeah, you guys didn't really think that through.
I'm wondering about that, Pickle. Wondering about you.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of regret.
He's, Craig, it is beyond... before we get to January and wedding season, we've got some football to talk about, and I want to start with your day job with the Texas Longhorns there, who obviously came up just short in the SEC championship game, and yet land in the 5 seed there and take on Clemson next Saturday down there at DKR. I am curious what the overall feel among the Texas faithful is about how the dust ended up settling after the SEC championship game.
Well, sometimes we always say, if I had $1 for every time somebody said, and then fill in the blank, mm-hmm. If I had $1 over these past few days, every time I heard somebody use these exact words, quote, I like our path, mm-hmm. end quote. That's what I've heard that a lot from a lot of different fans and other people, other media, and all that other kind of stuff talking about Texas, because the path obviously is against 2 automatic qualifiers who, had they not won their respective conference championships, would not be in the field of 12. Good football teams, but not at the top of the 12-tier echelon of the college football playoff. So with a home game against Clemson, would they have rather had the bye? Absolutely. It's another week and a half of rest for the guys. But with them unable to pull that off, Clemson, a home game, and then if they win, then it's on to the Peach Bowl in Atlanta to take on Arizona State. Good football teams, mm-hmm. but teams that the Longhorns probably feel they have a decent shot to beat if they play their game.
And actually, a decent transition from one to the other would be that perhaps the big downside of not having a bye is the gentleman we're talking to right now, Craig Way, because there is no bye week, because they will be playing next Saturday. That is, of course, Texas High School Football State Championship Saturday, where you are a mainstay and a staple on the call, especially of those 6A games. So I'm curious where your head is at on, yes, you have to miss the 6A championship games, but also you are calling a college football playoff. I'm curious how you've kind of settled that in your head.
That's kind of the deal when you get to the Christmas dinner and you say, are you having the turkey or are you having the ham? But you're not allowed to have both.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, man, I really wanted to have the ham, but I'll have the turkey. Or I really wanted to have the turkey. It's kind of like that. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a little weird for me because it'll be the first time. I had to go back and look. It'll be the first time that I will have missed a 6A state championship or state's highest classification championship game call in 14 years.
Oh, wow.
So that's a little strange for me in missing out on both the 6As, but duty does call, and I'll have to, like you say, the day job, Texas and Clemson, and I am excited about that, calling one of the first ever college football playoff 12-team bracket games. So that's cool, and it's a home game, which is cool. And by the way, that helps me on the front side of that, because even though I won't be doing the 6As, I'm still doing 6 of the 12 games, including 2 with you, my friend. Mm-hmm. The 2A Division II game on Wednesday night, that'll complete a triple header for me, including the 2 6-man title games. And then we get 3A Division I together on Thursday night, and then I've got 4A Division I Friday afternoon and 5A Division II Friday night. So I'm still heavily engaged in it, calling 6 of the 12 games. So I'm pretty excited about all of that. And then even though I've got the game down here on Saturday, I will motor my way back up there for me and you and Aaron Hardigan to do the final high school scoreboard of the season on Sunday morning. So so there's still a lot involved there, even though I can't do the call of 2 6A games.
He's Craig Way, the Texas High School Hall of Famer. Joins us every Thursday here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. All right, Craig, it's on to the state semifinals. And the game I want to start with is the game that you and I are actually going to be on the call there on FanDuel Sports Network Southwest on Saturday afternoon, where we get, for the 4th time in 5 years, Galena Park North Shore taking on Austin Westlake in a state semifinal. I know you and I have been getting ready, been doing the prep and stuff like that. The thing that stands out to me, and I just want to get your gut check on this, the thing that stands out to me, this feels like a box office matchup between one of the finest offensive minds in Texas high school football in Willie Gaston and one of the finest defensive minds in Texas high school football in Tony Salazar there at Westlake.
Yep, it's we were communicating with our producer Mike Leary about this. I see this clearly as unstoppable force against a movable object. And it's kind of weird to say that about Westlake because they've had such explosive offenses in the past. And it's not to say they don't have explosivity. They do. Reese Weiss is a really solid quarterback, and they've got receivers and they've got backs, and but they do it by the sum of the parts on the offensive side. Where they make their hay is on the defense. And Elliott Shopper is that head hunting linebacker on the defensive side. And, with him having a zero in on Caleb Bailey and Hardiman and all the rest of that offense for North Shore, that's the box office part of it. That's the fun part of it. Which team? I don't think either team will give up. The question is which team might give in a little, and I think that helps determine that game on Saturday in Katy.
And then you take a look at the 20 Texas high school ball state semifinals this weekend. And I'll give you a choice. You gave me a similar question on your show on Tuesday, but I'll give you a similar question. I'm going to give you 3 different teams that I think can claim that nobody believed in us, that they were going to be here. And which of them is the biggest surprise to you? Is it in 4A Division I Canyon West Plains? Is it in, I'll stay in 4A Division I, is it Lavernia? Or is it perhaps in 2A Division I, the Rams of Joaquin?
Yeah. All of those. And Joaquin was a 4th place finisher, but it was in a really good district. Mm-hmm. So, that you'd say, okay, well, they sharpen their teeth for the postseason, and it's been a great run for them. But for me, I think it's got to be West Plains because they take down one of the most prolific 4A programs, one of the most prolific programs regardless of classification in the history of the game in Stephenville. And for them to do that is an absolute stunner. I think we're also kind of, eyebrow raised on that because let's be honest, other than the real lower classifications, we don't see a lot of upper classification panhandle representation. There was Tascosa a year or two ago. You had a little bit of that, but there's not an awful lot of it once you get to the Final Four. And to see a third-year program be able to do that, a youthful program get to there and to take out Stephenville along the way, I think that speaks volumes and a great run for them.
All right, Craig, it's the last time we do the meanest thing we do to each other each year, each week. I will give you 3 games of the 20 this week. I'll do 3 different classifications. You tell me which one you could teleport to if you were available. I will leave out the game we're calling. Would you go 7 o'clock Saturday night at McLean Stadium in Waco as Humble Summer Creek takes on Austin Vandergrift? Would you go to 7 o'clock Friday night on the campus of SMU, Argyle and South Oak Cliff, or would you go 4 o'clock Friday afternoon in Abilene for Gunner and Wall? Which of those games are you teleporting to?
Rather mean of you.
I know. It gets meaner each week, too.
Yeah. The first knee-jerk thing is for me to say Argyle South Oak Cliff because I know it is that close. And they played a couple of years ago, I guess, when Sock won in that Fog Bowl down in Crowley in the semi. But I've got to lean toward Wall and Gunner because I think I'm in the same boat with you. Mm-hmm. It's a prove-it-to-me game for Wall, and Wall has been really solid over the years. But Gunter is Gunner. It's like when Pete Gillen, the basketball commentator, used to talk about, dude, Duke is Duke, he used to say. Gunner is Gunner. Can Wall find a way? They do it differently than Wall teams of the past, and Gunter has been such a machine, but Wall may have enough defense to hang with the Tigers. I'd like to see it anyway. I don't know if they can pull it off, but I think it'll be a good game, and that would be my choice.
He's Craig Way. He's the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer, the host of the Craig Way Show on AM 1300 The Zone in Austin, and, of course, the co-host of High School Scoreboard Live. Coming up, making his glorious return on Saturday night, but that will be after he and I are on the call 2 o'clock for North Shore and Westlake on that very network. Craig, appreciate your time, my friend, and I will see you in about 48 hours.
Yeah, it sounds good. Pickle, you and I need to have a talk about this wedding thing, and your staffing of it, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, I deserve that.
That's fine. Thanks, Craig.
Bye, Craig.
All right, see ya.
There he goes, Craig Way, the Texas High Hall of Famer. Joins us every Thursday. His final visit, I think.
There's ways.
We could maybe have him on after the state championship games.
Yeah.
We wanted to. Make a Munways.
No, that doesn't work.
And it doesn't work. We'll just have Craig Way on Monday. Anyway, we appreciate his time, as always.